Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The technology requires space. Okay, so my name is Fulvio Sansone. I am one of the co-founders and the chief technology officer of neXat. We are a small company, not as known as some of the companies who were presenting before me, but we were on the same stage last year, so I wonder how many of you heard already last year about neXat and were resisting to the lures of the lunch almost being served. I will try to be short and to the point. So let me start with a brief introduction about neXat. Repetita iuvant, my ancestors used to say, so repetition is useful, so that you can repeat and rehearse who we are. So we are a satellite connectivity provider and also a satellite technology provider since recently. So we are based in Brussels, founded in 2011 under the name SAT ADSL, and then we rebranded to neXat in 2022. Since the company inception, we decided not to invest in teleports and hubs in order to provide our connectivity services, but rather to focus on the development of a service delivery platform, which is sitting between the hubs and the internet. And this service delivery platform allows us to define and enforce the service profiles that we offer to the customers through traffic shaping and routing, provide monitoring, management, and other value-added services to all the players in the value chain, including local ISPs, resellers, and users. And last but not least, we started our business in sub-Saharan Africa, so you can imagine this was a key point, allowing also billing and online payments all along the value chain to reduce the collection risk. So basically, since 2011, we have developed such infrastructure, which today consists in a private cloud and 3 POPs covering Europe, Americas, and Asia. And all part, at least, of these developments have been performed in partnership with the European Space Agency. The infrastructure is also upgraded to a governmental grade or level of security. And recently, we have decided to offer the platform itself in a platform-as-a-service approach to regional satellite operators who are wishing to provide managed services to their own customers. And also to leverage our expertise to support the European programs for governmental satellite communications. So basically, we have added to the business of connectivity provision a new leg of technology provision. So in doing all that, basically we have built an integrated network where different satellites, different networks, different satellite technologies, different brands, different constellations, different orbits are all integrated into a transparent single communication network for the final user. So let's come to the point. So Europe, as already said by several of the previous speakers, is facing numerous challenges, geopolitical instability, humanitarian crisis, and so on. I want just to highlight what Sasha Belley of Lux Innovation said in a keynote yesterday at the US Embassy, also this morning on this same stage. Europe needs to federate efforts and join forces in defending our democracy in view of outright aggressions to our continent. Those were her words, which are quite strong. So this means that Europe needs sovereign services and infrastructure to ensure its security and independence. So governmental users are using and are in need of complex end-to-end information services, which are composed of different components. And satellite communication services need to be easily accessible. That's why simplifying, we talk about simplifying, needs to be easily accessible through a single entry point. As one of the previous speakers, the CEO of SES, was stating this morning, the future is in integrated networks where different satellites, constellations, orbits, etc., are seamlessly accessible to the end users. And I dare to add, also providing them, the different users in the value chain, with not only the end users, but in the whole value chain, providing them with service orchestration, monitoring, and management. So in remote emergency operations, in military operations, Satcom are often the only reliable option which can ensure connectivity, but they need to be able to integrate into end-to-end information services by allowing service orchestration. So the offered features need to comply with the operational experience and the inputs and the requirements of the end users, of course. So in order to implement all that, our experience is that what is needed, the answer is a Satcom specialized, secured, pooling and sharing OSS/BSS. This is a terminology which is taken from the telecom market, operational support system, business support system, which can provide these orchestration, monitoring, and management functions to the various players in the value chain. So this governmental environment needs to include secured OSS/BSS for automated service monitoring and control, which includes, to go more in details, full lifecycle management and monitoring of the services. I'll do that, no problem. Just didn't want to make more collateral damages. So I was saying full lifecycle management and monitoring of the connectivity services. You know, the old times of emails which are exchanged, or even piece of papers where you note down the serial number of a modem in order to make an activation on the field, are gone. Everything needs to be automated and digitalized. These OSS/BSS will have to provide machine-to-machine interfaces based on open standard APIs. The OSS or BSS needs to be a neutral, technology agnostic in terms of satellite operators connected, in terms of technology, Satcom technology, and so on. And this is basically the reason why we look at APIs. And everything should be as much as possible interoperable. And there, of course, standardization is an important point. So based on this platform that we have built, this OSS/BSS that we have built, we, as I said before, we offer an integrated network where the different satellites, the different networks, the different Satcom technologies, different bands, different constellations, different orbits are integrated. We can do it today already. And this is all transparent, single communication network for the final user, also providing orchestration, monitoring, and management. So this cloud-based OSS/BSS that we use for the provision of our connectivity services, as I said, we are now also offering it in a platform-as-a-service approach to regional satellite operators worldwide. So thanks to this OSS/BSS, these satellite operators, they can offer security and flexibility to both their civilian and governmental customers. And this gives the possibility, in particular to the European operators, to easily offer their commercial and military-grade services to European governments. And then the last, let's say, step that we have performed is to, based on these 15 years of technology developments that we have behind us in network and IT, we are now in a position to offer to European institutions technological solution, top-notch technological solution for some of the components of tomorrow European governmental Satcom, such as GovSatcom Hub, developed by USPA, and Iris Square, you all know about. Basically, we are leveraging on our acquired technological competence and operational experience, because the two go together. And we are currently involved in the GMV-led consortium, which is developing the GovSatcom Hub under a contract with USPA. And we also hope and plan to provide our operational experience and technology know-how to the development and implementation of Iris Square, which is for us, let's say, a double opportunity. On the one hand, we can contribute to its development and implementation by contributing our OSS, BSS, and our traffic shaping capabilities. But on the other hand, it will also represent a high-performance connectivity service that we will be able to integrate into our connectivity service portfolio for both civilian and governmental users, and which will allow finally to have high performance in LEO without the need of knocking at the door of vertically integrated services which have little openness, let's say, for service providers like us. So this is our contribution to simplifying the access to Satcom for governmental users. I thank you very much for the attention. I thank you very much for resisting to the temptation of the lunch. And hopefully see you next year again on the same place. Thank you.